All right, I feel like I had to make a video because it's been bugging me. This last go round at the Christian church, the latest go round, um, I'm just like the people are praising Jesus, all every time, like out loud and hallelujah, and you name it, they're yelling it, having their hands in the air. It's almost like I'm at a rock concert for Jesus. Or something. It felt like that. Um, and at first, it didn't bother me. I'm like, okay, to each their own. Everybody has their own relationship with Jesus. But then I started thinking, I'm like, this seems just like a show. Like this ain't about Jesus at all. Even though they're saying Jesus out loud and praise Jesus out loud, it seemed like it was for show. I'm serious. Like, like I said before, like who can shout Jesus the loudest wins. you know, and you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the most righteous type of a feel. It felt like it was a competition. Um, so that's what I noticed. But a line, and this is probably no accident. A line from movies go into my mind when something happens in life, like a line from a movie will come into my mind. And of course, the line that comes into my mind is from the Gladiator movie. And there's a part in the Gladiator movie where Maximus, he's about to go out to the crowd, the arena, you know, the mob, basically. He's about to go out there. And before he goes out there, he's like, Marcus Aurelius had a dream that was Rome. This is not it. This is not it. he's pointing out into the arena, and the other guy's like, Marcus Aurelius is dead. Maximus. But anyways, that's the line that went through my head. Like, Jesus had a dream that was his kingdom. This is not it. This is not it. That's what went through my mind. Seriously. Or God had a dream that was his kingdom on earth. This is not it. This is not it. And probably God put that into my mind. He probably put that into my mind. Of course, the gladiator line he puts into my mind. you know. But and I agreed with him, like, this is not it. But anyways, I think God had something better in mind, something more real. I don't know. But that's just what I thought. But um, but anyways, I just felt I had to make a video because I was finding myself like about to turn around to people saying, "Shut the fuck up," because they were yelling Jesus so loud in my ears. I'm like, I was about to just turn around and say, "Shut the fuck up." I don't care if you're yelling Jesus. He understands. Trust me. He knows where I'm coming from. So, but anyways, and another thing that came to my mind was like any person that's an INFJ or whatever that goes to a church continuously with all that racket and people making racket like that, you're a superhero. If you can tolerate all that, you're a superhero. You know, if you're an INFJ and can go to church that with all that racket over and over and over and over, you're a living legend. And that's what I said. I'm like, there's others out there like me that probably go to church and tough it out and just torture themselves for Jesus, you know, tough out the racket for Jesus, basically, you know, but, but I know a ton of you guys just cut out all religion entirely, even Christianity, and you just have Jesus. I know a lot of you are like that, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you for that at all. But I'm pretty sure God led me to that church, and I can see why in certain scenarios. I can see why He has. If I just ignore all the racket and I'm around the people that have been through some shit, that have been through some heavy shit, that's why I'm there. you know, to listen to them that have been through some heavy shit. That's what I think. That's one of the reasons I'm there, is to listen to them outside of the nonsense, noise, racket. You know what I'm saying? But so I agree that God wants me to be there for that reason. You know what I'm saying? He wanted me to see certain people that have had hard lives. He wanted me to see that up close, that I could relate to. I have no doubt of that. So mainly to have God just shut me up again. You see, you're not the only one that's going through hard life. Look at these people. So that type of thing. God tries to put me in my place. It seems like, I think that's what he's trying to do. Instead of just saying Jesus has been through more than you, he's pointing out other people that have been through shit. On top of that. So anyway, but even that said, I still think this road is impossible. He knows I think that, and I admit I broke down today. I did, because he knows I think this road's impossible. So I really did. I broke down. So I was just like, I just told him that I appreciate all you've done for me and all that, but I don't think I can do this anymore. I was being serious. So, been lasting as long as I can. He knows that, as much as I can tolerate, what my body will tolerate, without just saying, fuck it, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? He knows that I've been, but at the same time, he wants to assure me that Jesus is suffering the same as me. He keeps on assuring me that, so just like, God, I hope you're right. God, I hope you're right. Because if he's not, if Jesus is slacking even for a second, I'm done. He knows that. If I think Jesus is slacking even for a second, I'm out. He knows that. That's my chance to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't slacked, so I don't have that excuse. Like I said, he's on the ball. He's a force to be reckoned with. To keep pushing me forward. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm just like, it's like it's a strong ox ahead of me, yoked. I'm yoked to a strong ox in front of me. That's what it feels like. Just like, fuck. I'm like, don't you want to give up? I'm like telling Jesus in my mind, don't you just want to give up and take a rest? And, I feel like I'm the devil, like trying to tempt Jesus, don't you want to, when he tempted Jesus, back in the day. I feel like I'm doing that in my mind. I'm like, oh, don't you just want to have a rest, just take a break, That's all I'm thinking, because in my mind I'm like, there's no way, and I've been saying this the whole time. He knows this. I'm like, there's no way Jesus can keep going and 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 going. You know what I mean? There's just no way. But somehow he does. He pulls it off. It's like he gets strength from somewhere. Like an Energizer bunny. Like he keeps getting more and more strength from somewhere. Infinite strength. Just goes on and on and on and on. Literally, it just on and on and on. I'm just like, this is so impossible. This is impossible, you know. That's what I keep saying. Like, and that's part of my excuse to like quit. It was like, you know, this road's impossible even for Jesus to do. You know, that was my out. I'm like, Jesus would never do all this, you know. Walk the entire way. No way in hell, you know. But obviously, he's still going. I'm still alive, so it's still going, you know. So I'm like, oh, god damn. It's insane. It's all insane to me. I'm just like, God, just let me die. You know, just let my body give up, you know. I'm serious. I'm like, oh, just let this body just give out somehow, you know. Heart attack, something, do something, you know. That's what I've been saying. I'm like, God damn, I can't believe this is still going, you know. I could have sworn something would give out by now. The way I didn't take care of myself most of my life, I thought something would give out, you know. Yeah. But no, hasn't. I'm still alive, you know. So I'm like, shit. So I'm like, I don't even know how this is going to work out. I have no idea. I'm totally in no man's land. God knows this. I am so in no man's land. It's not even funny. For me, this is no man's land. This is uncharted territory. 100%. This is way uncharted territory, and it's making me panicky. That's how uncharted territory this is. I'm serious. The world's off doing something else over here. I'm in a way different path. God knows this. Way. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. Well, at least I don't think so. Maybe some of you guys are, and you know you're yoked to Jesus as well, getting pulled in a totally different direction. Maybe some of you guys are, and you know what this is like. And like everything you once knew, see you later. You know, say goodbye to it. You know what I mean? You loved all that, say goodbye to it. Follow Jesus. You loved all that, you cared about all them, say goodbye to them. Follow Jesus. It's fucking insane. It's exactly what he requires. Just to say fuck you, past, fuck everybody. He does. He's like, just fuck everybody and follow him. Seriously, that's how it is. That's what he wants you to do. Just say fuck you to everybody. Just fuck off and just follow Jesus. You know. Seriously, that's what it's like. I'm like, goddamn, I don't know if I can do this. This is more than I've ever tried to do. God knows this. This is way more than I've ever tried to do in life. For God, way more. This is like Herculean for me, you know, what I've done so far, you know. Like tried to go, you know, like I'm like, Jesus. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like this is uncharted territory. This is way uncharted territory, you know. No one in the world is doing this. At least I don't think so. Not many. I can't imagine many people doing this. Say fuck you to everybody they ever knew, everything, and just follow Jesus alone. I can't imagine anybody else doing this besides orphans like me. You know, like scapegoated kids that no one cared about, and God knows that. So it's easy to recruit us. The kids that nobody wanted, it's easy for God to recruit us. You know, he knows we don't have anybody else. He knows that. So it's like, I'm all you got, kid. And God knows that. God knows. He's all I have. He knows that. super aware of that. Super, super aware of that. I got nobody else. I don't. Sure, I'll come across people temporarily here and there throughout the path. But in the end, it's just God that I have. Those people come and go. And then I'm left with God and me again to keep on going forward towards who knows, a different direction again. You know, who knows? There may be another path past the Christian world. You know what I mean? Once I'm done in the Christian world, God may direct me somewhere else, you know, a different way. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what God's planning? Maybe God's not happy with the Christian church. You know I'm kind of dissatisfied with some of the things there. So if I'm dissatisfied, I know God is. If I am, I know God is. So if he's not happy with what the Christians are doing, which could be true, he may not be, and I can understand that. But at the very least, at least they teach Jesus, you know, throughout the things, you know, even though some of the praising is weird. But anyways, I don't see Jesus as a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? You know, that would like that kind of thing. I don't see him like that at all. No. He's not one of those guys that says praise me. He's not one of those guys. That's the gist I get from him. He's not. And if he was, he probably wouldn't be Jesus if he was that way. You know, that's not something a God would do, in my opinion. Like praising. You know, you want to know who likes praising? Narcissists like being praised. I don't see Jesus like that at all. He ain't like that. I know that boggles people's minds. You know, Jesus should love my praising of him. He should love that stuff. You know, he should. He cares about you, yes, but he doesn't care about the praising. You know, you know what I mean? It doesn't. I don't see it satisfying him as something at all. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm being praised. I don't see Jesus doing that at all. Not this fucking workhorse that suffers like a motherfucker, you know, with me. I don't see him doing that at all. I don't see him doing that at all. Just saying, I'm getting praised right now. I don't see him doing that at all. Not even for a second. Not even for 1 second. That's the gist I get from what I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that doesn't fuck around. That's what I've learned over the years. He doesn't fuck around. He wants to save you. He's going to save you. That's what I've learned from my past. Like, I didn't ask him for help, but he came for me. He wasn't fucking around. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, whoa, don't do this, don't do this. He was doing it anyways. You know, he was trying to help me. No matter what. No matter what. It was that. It was that serious to him to save just one of his offspring, basically, his children. Just one. It was that serious to him. You know, I'm serious. He doesn't fuck around. So that's why I'm trying not to fuck around. As you know, I'm trying to be serious about this because he doesn't fuck around. I'm serious. He doesn't. So, like I said, the most solid individual I've come across. I wouldn't have come this far if a human was helping me. You know, not even close. He knows that. Only a God, you know, a real God that suffered my whole life could have brought me this far. Only a true God could have brought me this far, 100%. Not me, not my own effort, not any humans. He knows that. Um, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it was all me. He knows damn well it wasn't all me. He knows damn well it wasn't me, and I know it too. I'm not gonna bullshit anybody. I'm not gonna bullshit him and disrespect him. I know damn well it wasn't me that saved my ass. It wasn't. It was him. So I give respect to him. You know, I was too damaged to save myself. I was. I was too damaged to help myself. You know, he knows that. So, um, so I'm not gonna bullshit anybody and be like, oh yeah, it was me and the universe and my higher self, and that's how I got this far. No, no, I'm not gonna bullshit people. I didn't do this by myself, and he knows it. I know it. God knows it. You know, I didn't do this by myself. So, like I said, I may pretend to believe in different things. I know damn well what's legit. You know, who really saved my ass when it mattered. It wasn't me. It wasn't the universe, you know. So, like I said before, like the universe is pretty much what people think is the universe, I think is God. You know, they're like, oh, that was the universe. You know, it was actually God. You just named it something else. You know, you just named the universe. You just named God the universe. Basically, is how I see it. You know, oh, the universe did that. You know, no, I don't know. That's just my thoughts about it because I have thought about it. I'm like, could I really have brought myself this far by myself with my higher self or something in the universe? Could I have done that this far? And I know damn well it's no. I know damn well it's no. It had to have been someone outside of me. Had to have been. And that person, I'm pretty sure is Jesus. You know, that's been doing all this. All of it. You know. So, like I said, I'm not that good. I'm not that good to bring me this far. I'm not that good. He knows I'm not. You know. So, I'd like to, you know, maybe I could claim that I'm this good. Like, yeah, I did this all on my own and my own effort. And he knows that's bullshit. He knows I know that's bullshit. You know, so I'm not gonna disrespect him. You know, because I don't. I know different. And so, but anyways. But I keep thinking about that person, and I ran into him again. You know, probably no accident. You know, uh, the one that asked God for him to for God to kill him. I ran into him again tonight. No accident. And he's like, "There's a reason why um, I survived all these things." I'm like, so it made me think. It really made me think. I'm like, maybe there's a reason why I survived all the things I went through. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a light bulb moment, like listening to him say that. And I'm like, maybe that's how God sees me as well. He kept me alive for the same damn reasons he kept him alive and didn't kill him. It's the same reasons he hasn't killed me. And it clicked, and it just clicked right now. That even though I may not think the greatest of myself, God still thinks there's a purpose for me. You know, despite what I think. Despite what anything I think, God still sees a value. Yes, he does. A value and a purpose for me to still be breathing on the planet, to still be here, interacting, or even making videos. He still sees a value and importance to it, even though I feel like it's hopeless to be healed completely, that I'll ever have a real life. He knows I think that. That's kind of why I just gone kamikaze, follow Jesus style, because I don't think I have a chance. He knows I think that, so I'm just like, fuck it, follow Jesus. He says if I lose my life for Jesus' sake, then I'll find it. So that's what I've kind of been doing. Reading scriptures, going to the Christian church, doing all that stuff that I normally never do. So God knows I've kind of accelerated the pace. I have. Like I'm like, fuck it. Even if it's over, I gotta try anyways. That's what it's come to. But anyways, that line that went through my mind, back to the topic, it's like Jesus had a dream of what his kingdom should be, and this is not it. This is not it. People doing crazy shit, in my opinion, Because I literally see Jesus like not caring about any of that. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. Amen. I don't think he cares about any of that. I'm being serious. Like really care about it? I don't think so. Because if he did care about that stuff, and I'm not bullshitting, I hate to say this, like if he did care about all that praising and stuff, and like all that hallelujah and stuff from people, it would make me a better person than Jesus. And he knows that. I'm fucking serious. If he cared about any of that and loved any of that praising of him, immediately I would be a better person than him. He knows that too. That's why I know he's not like that. There's no way a God would be like that. A real God, a true God, in my opinion, what a true God is, what a true God should be. There's no way. Because if he was, he would just be like every other narcissist out there. You know what I'm saying? That likes being praised and, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't like that. But I wish he was like that. Like I thought he would. Because if he was, I'd be long gone. He knows that. I'd be dead already. So but I thought about this. It's a good thing and a bad thing for me that Jesus is real. It's a good thing and a bad thing for me. And he knows I thought about this today. I'm like, a good thing because, like, okay, I have a chance, some kind of chance at life when nothing else will give me a chance at life. He knows that I have no chance at life without him. A real life, in my opinion, I have no chance without him. He knows that. A real life that's satisfying and happy and content, I have no chance. He knows that. I don't. So it's a good thing in that way. Without him, I have no chance. I admit this. I have no chance without him. But at the same time, if he didn't exist, I would have been dead years and years and years ago. He knows that too. I would have been dead, long gone, off wherever my spirit would choose to go after I die. Whatever was left of my spirit, just like I said, I didn't even care if I didn't even exist after death. I didn't even care. That's how done I was. I didn't even care. I was totally burnt out. Just like, I don't even care if my spirit even exists after death. Anywhere. I don't even care if there's no more me anywhere. I hate to say that, but I was really like that. I don't even care if I even exist. Just like, that's how done I was with this planet. But anyways, I shouldn't get discouraged because, like, as long as I'm still standing, there's a chance, And that line just came to my head probably for no accident. That's a line that comes from something I've watched in the past. As long as I'm still standing, I always have a chance. So I need to remember that. But anyways, I guess God knows that, like, since I don't have like the beautiful wife and kids by now, that I just think all is lost and all I have is pain. And so I just think all is lost. He knows I think that. I'm just like, if I didn't go through all these things in life, I could have had that kind of a life, with the wife and the kids. And, he knows I wanted that. But I just kind of threw it out the window. It was like, oh, I'm just an abused kid. That'll never happen for me because I'm just trash. He knows I thought about that way about myself forever. Just throwing everything out the window just because I was abused. Just throwing everything out the window. Anything about life, I just threw it out the window just because I was abused. Just like, I'm no good. I'm just damaged. Can't be undone. So I'm done. Basically, he knows I gave up on life young, super young. I may have gone through the motions, and he knows this. I may have gone through the motions since I was a kid. I wasn't living at all. He knows that. I wasn't living at all. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like I'm doing now. I'm not really living. I'm trying to, but he knows. He knows damn well I gave up when I was a kid. He knows damn well I gave up. I gave up on life. I gave up on God. I gave up on everything as a kid, when I was a kid. Just because I was abused. He knows that. I was deflated. Just like, I was a happy kid, then shit happened, and then everything was different. Never the same again. And I still kind of haven't been the same, since. But it's crazy how that happened. Just like I gave up. He knows I was doing all these other things, just to make it look like I was successful, and all that, to make it look like I was living life for real. Kind of like what I'm doing now, like appearing, that's what I'll say, appearing that I'm living life, appearing like I am, but not really. He knows that. He knows I do that. He knows damn well I do that. So, and he doesn't want me to do that anymore. He wants me to live for real. Take life seriously. Take my life seriously. And, but I just don't want to be disappointed again, I'm one of those people that would just rather lose ahead of time than be disappointed again, Because if I get disappointed by God and I put all my hope in God this time, and I get disappointed by God, it will destroy me. He knows that. It will destroy me. If I put my full trust, which I haven't really done, not my full trust. If I put my full trust in God and he disappoints me and breaks my heart, basically, just like it will destroy me like you would not believe. He knows that. That's why it's so damn risky for me to trust God. I feel like, even though he may be the most trustworthy person around right now, and I admit that he is, compared to anybody else, he is the most trustworthy out of anybody right now. God is. So I'm just like, okay. But he knows if I put my full trust in God and like my full heart into God, the same God that watched me be abused, you know what I mean, and stood by, that same God, I put all my trust in him and I get disappointed, it'll break me. It'll be the end of me. I know it will. He knows that. It'll be the end of me. The last trustworthy person to exist in my life, the last trustworthy person standing, God himself. If he lets me down this go round, it'll break me. He knows that it'll destroy me. Almost to the point I can't handle that. So I'm like trying to I'll just quit before that happens. You know what I'm saying? He knows I'm like that. Like before God disappoints me again this time on this stretch, I'm just gonna quit before it happens. You know, I can't handle that. I can't handle another disappointment. You know, I can't. He knows that. I can't do it. You know, I've been disappointed by so many people. So he's the last one standing. He is. It's the same God that watched my abuse, though. So, and he knows that. So I'm basically trying to trust someone that I said I would never trust, ever, or serve, ever. You know, serve and mean it, ever. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why he keeps on trying to reiterate that, you know, I am his friend, because he knows I won't be a servant to him. He knows I won't serve him if it's just a servant. He knows that. I'm tired of that shit. He knows I'm tired of that servant shit. You know? So I don't care who out there is like, oh, I'm gonna serve him. I'm his servant. I don't care. Be you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? God knows I was a slave too damn long. He knows that. So if I'm not your friend, then just kill me off. Basically, that's how I see it. So that's what it's come down to. Like, if I'm not your friend, then you shouldn't have no problem killing me. Zero problem killing me if I'm not your friend. Let's put it to the test. If I'm not your friend, God, yes, you should have no problem killing me off. None. So, hasn't done it, so maybe I'm his real friend. And not what humans think is friends. That's what people get confused. They're like, oh, you know, I'm not talking about that bullshit friendship of humans. God knows what type of friend I'm talking about. He knows damn well what type of friend I'm talking about. That I'm what I consider friend. Like, you risk your existence, your very existence, to save that friend. That's the type of friend I'm talking about. That kind of friend. You risk your own existence to save that friend. No more you to save that friend. That's heavy. Heavy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what he did on the cross. You know what I'm saying? He risked a lot of shit for me. A lot. You know what I'm saying? As a what I consider a true friend would do. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But enough about that. But the pressure's on me to be a true friend to him. You know what I'm saying? And I admit that the pressure's on me now to be a true friend to him. Because he's proven to be a true friend to me already, in my opinion. And I admit that he has. He's stuck with me this far when everybody else didn't. Everybody else didn't. He did. He has. He stuck with me like a true friend, you know. He has, you know. Because, you know, my human friends, they're long gone. Jesus is still stuck with me. So that's what the difference in friendship is to Jesus. It's different. That's what I'm saying. It's different from me to him than from me to another human. You know, between my human friends, they're long gone. Jesus is still sticking with me. That's what kind of friend I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like, oh, buddy friend, you know. It's like serious shit. Like, stick by your side no matter what type of a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what. So, like, scary loyalty, you know. But anyways. Back to the topic. It's just like, that line came through my mind when everybody's all like chanting Jesus and hallelujah, you know, in my ears. Just like, God had a dream. That was his kingdom on earth, and this is not it. This is not it. And I feel like he agrees with that. And I'm being serious. So, I don't think Jesus had in mind some rock star show for when he comes again. You know, some rock star show of everybody praising him. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's what he has in mind. He has something else in mind, you know? So, but I do have a feeling, and I know this is true. I feel it, like, when Jesus comes, it's going to sideswipe everybody. It's going to catch everybody off guard. Totally. I'm serious. That's the gist I get. Because no one knows when it's going to happen. It could happen tonight. You know what I'm saying? And that's some scary shit. I don't think it will, but it's going to sideswipe everybody. And everybody's going to be like, oh shit. They'll all know it's him. Basically. Everybody will. No, that's Jesus. Everybody on the planet will stop what the fuck they're doing. Guaranteed. So, that's just the gist I get. So, like I said, I like things better when I didn't think there was a Jesus. He knows that. I like things better when I didn't know he was helping me. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought like the world. You know what I mean? I thought exactly like the world. Exactly like the world does about God. You know, what they say about God. You know, they try to disprove God every 2 seconds, you know, like with science and all that stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, That makes sense. There's no God. You know, I was totally like that. You know, it's like I thought like the world. You know what I'm saying? I did. God knows I did. You know, the world had me convinced there was no God. 100%. The world had me convinced. 100%. For a time there, for sure. That's how good the world does at trying to convince you there's no God. That's how good it does, in my opinion. You know, with everything the atheists say and all that stuff. That's how good they do to convince you there's no God. They convinced me there was no God. You know, so. But like I said, it definitely changes things for sure. And he knows that I think that since I can't be healed or repaired totally to what I think is fully healed and repaired, that I think it's all for naught. I think it's all for naught now, you know, because he knows being healed totally was everything to me. It was everything. Physically, mentally, emotionally, it was everything to me. Without it, life's not worth it to me. He knows that. Like if I can't be healed and have a life, have a wife and kids, life's not worth it to me. He knows that. So that's why he knows that I think it's over, you know. So he knows how hard I've tried to repair myself. It wasn't enough. He knows that. So I'm just kind of like, fuck. You know, I feel like I'm staring death in the face now. Literally. I'm staring certain death in the face. And people can sense that I'm around, that I think it's over for me. People can sense that I think that. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't been able to repair myself. People that I'm around, they can sense that I already think it's over. And God knows this. You know, it's just like shit. So I feel like I'm just staring death in the face now. It's just a matter of time before I just call it quits. You know what I'm saying? For real, call it quits. That's how much I'm staring death in the face. It feels like. God knows it. So, that's why I feel like Jesus is the last chance I have. If there's even a chance, he's the last chance for me, for sure. Otherwise, I'm just like, God, just kill me now, basically. So, but and I'll say this, even though there may not be any hope for me, and it could be already over for me, God still sees value in keeping me alive. Anyways, how crazy is that? No hope, no future, no chance to be healed totally. Broken body, broken mind. No future, no hope. God still sees value. He still sees value in keeping me alive. Still. Despite all that shit. Despite all that, he still sees value in keeping me alive. He does. A lot of people out there would be like, man, He's fucked up. He should just end it all. God doesn't think so. God doesn't think so. I think that too. Like I should just fucking end it. But God doesn't think so. God sees things differently. I'm serious. He's the last one standing that thinks I should be alive. Like 100% feels like I should be alive. He's the last one standing. There may be people out there that say, oh, yeah, you should stay alive. You can make a comeback. They're not 100% in saying that, and I know that. But God is. He's 100%. I know he's supposed to be alive. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I know he's made a lot of mistakes and all that shit, and I know his body's busted up and broken, but doesn't matter. He should still be alive. That's what God says. Seriously. Like if anybody was in my body right now, they'd be like, holy shit. How are you still going? How? And God knows that's true. If anybody else was in my body right now, they'd be like, how are you still going? You know what I'm saying? That's how critical this is. You know what I'm saying? So when I say I tried to suffer like Jesus, I was telling the truth. And God knows it. I pushed myself to the absolute limit. So since I tried to outsuffer Jesus, I have to pay for the consequences of that. Physically, mentally, emotionally, I have to pay for all the consequences of trying to do that. It's true. So but at least I learned it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of that battered person that's like, fuck. I may have destroyed myself, but at least I found Jesus. Or he found me, basically. Despite that. I may have destroyed myself, but at least Jesus found me. And I know that there's something out there that gives a shit. Even if it's just giving a shit a little bit, at least something out there gives a shit. And that's what I say to myself. At least something does. Because nothing on this planet gives a shit. That's what I learned. So at least something gives a shit. Despite me being in the condition I'm in. And God knows I'm in this condition because I tried to. One of the reasons I tried to outsuffer Jesus. He knows that. But anyways, I tried to do it for many reasons. One reason I was mad. I tried to outsuffer Jesus. And I want to talk about this today. I tried to show God that Jesus wasn't the only one that mattered, that I could suffer just as much as he can. And I truly thought I outsuffered him. And God knows I thought this. I thought I did. I'm like, there's no way. Even a God could have survived this. There's no way. And come back. So, you know. But that's how mad I was about being abused and being what I felt unacknowledged by God. That's how mad I was. I was trying to prove a point, and he knows this. That wasn't worthless. I wasn't worthless. And that he made a mistake. By ignoring me. And I was gonna prove it, I guess. You know. You know. That I could do shit too. You know. I guess. You know. I pretty much said, like, you betrayed the wrong one. You betrayed the wrong son. And he knows I said that. You know. And I wanted vengeance on God. You know. He knows that. I wanted vengeance against God more than I wanted against my abusers. He knows that as well. That's why he's trying to bring this anger out of me. Because he knows that's still there, you know. You know what I'm saying? I felt completely humiliated. So I wanted to show God that was worth something, you know. He couldn't ignore me. Even if I had to join the opposition, you know. Basically, you know. That's all I wanted to do, really. I just wanted him to acknowledge me. Because I didn't feel like I was acknowledged as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, it's been a lot of years. I guess trying to figure out how to take God down. Many ways, you know. So, and I admit that, you know. I didn't care about much else. I didn't even care about this world. I just wanted to get revenge. You know. So anybody that thinks they hate God out there, you don't hold a candle to the hate I had. You don't hold a candle. Not a candle. And he knows that. So now I have to resolve that, you know. And I know that he's my only option now. He's the only one that's fighting for me. The person I hated, he's the only one fighting for me now. It's fucking true. It's true. So just wanted to prove something. That he made a mistake by watching what happened to me. He made a mistake by ignoring me and putting all his focus on the golden child, Jesus, that everybody cared about more than me. That he made a mistake by ignoring me, I was going to prove it. And I was going to outsuffer Jesus. Because if I can outsuffer Jesus, it's over. It's over. For them, everything depends on that story in the Bible being true. God knows it. Everything depends on Jesus doing what he did. Everything does. So if I can outsuffer him, what he did in the Bible didn't happen. He knows that. He knows that. If one human can outsuffer Jesus, it's moot, the whole Bible. And he knows that. He knows that's what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, enough about that history lesson of what I try to do, because I'm crazy. But yeah, I was just a loner, abused kid that had nobody anyways, so it didn't matter what I tried to do against God. That's how I saw it. Like, I had no friends, family, really, So, didn't have anybody anyways. And when you think you have nobody, you'll team up with the bad guys. You will. Well, I did. When you don't feel like you have anybody, even God, you'll team up with the bad guys, in my opinion. What other options are there for you? You're by your damn self, you feel like. God knows this. I felt like I was by my damn self going through all this. Abused, no intervention from God, I'm by myself. 100%. I felt that. So of course I'm going to, the enemy comes in. I sympathize, I'm like, yeah, we both got fucked over by God, So, that's exactly what happened. God knows that. So, but even with that said, God's the only one looking out for me right now. And if he's not, I'm fucked. And he knows that. I'm fucked. If he doesn't look out for me. And I'm just hoping that he still sees benefit in me being alive to not kill me, which I think he does. So that's why this keeps getting extended. He still sees value, no matter what I've done, no matter who I've teamed up with against him. It doesn't matter. He's keeping me alive because he sees benefit in this. He sees benefit in this, basically. He really does. Otherwise, he wouldn't keep me alive. Point blank. He wouldn't, Why keep someone alive that hates life, hates this world, even hates God, hates all that? Why would God keep that person alive still? You know what I mean? But he is. He still sees value in it somehow. He does. He sees value for him. God sees value for him to keep me alive. Even if I don't see value in me being alive, I don't. He still sees value in keeping me alive for his purposes. He does. No matter what anybody says, no matter what I say, doesn't matter. I've tried to convince him otherwise. It doesn't work. He knows if I had the peaceful death, that'd be awesome. You know, he knows that. That'd be awesome for me. Don't have to be here anymore. You know, what I'm saying? No responsibilities anymore of this earth. You know, basically, because you're dead. So, anyways, enough of that abysmal talk. So. But anyways, so God still sees some value in me being alive, despite everything I've done in the past that he knows about. He still sees value in keeping me going. He does. I'm serious. It doesn't matter that I don't love him as much as I should. It doesn't matter. He still sees value in keeping me alive. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter that I don't praise him like the people at the church. It doesn't matter. He still keeps me alive. Get what I'm saying? So, but anyways, I think that's enough for this video. I pretty much said enough, but I really had that thought today. I'm like, the main thing, I just wanted to prove that I was worth something to God. That's it. That he made a mistake by not defending me. He made a fucking mistake. And I wanted to prove that. And I was going to outsuffer Jesus as one of the things, just like, that's all you care about? I'm going to outsuffer him. I'm going to outshine him, basically. I'm going to outsuffer Jesus. And almost I wanted the whole world to see it. To that point, I wanted the whole world to know it, that I outsuffered him. That's how deep this goes. I'm like, I wanted the whole world to know it. And not just God to know it. I wanted the whole world to know that I outsuffered Jesus. I'm serious. That's how mad I was about everything. So, but I didn't, obviously. And I'm still in shock about it. Truthfully, I'm still in shock about it. I'm still trying to get Jesus to take a break. You know what I'm saying? I am. Just like he's got to. There's no way he did all this, walk this whole road. There's no fucking way. I'm still doing that. I'm like, no, there's no way. Because I already know he's sunk to my lowest point. He's gone to my lowest. Where I was my lowest, he's been to that point. I already know that. So, as far as getting to higher points, I'm like, there's no way he kept on going, from my lowest point to these higher points. I'm like, there's no way he walked all this, climbed all this, ascended all this. There's no way. With no breaks, That's what I said to myself. I'm like, there's no way. So I'm still trying to convince myself. I am. There's no way Jesus walked this road totally for years and years and years and years and years after my lowest point. He walked this road for years and years and years and years and years. That's what I'm talking about. after the lowest point, he kept on walking up for years and years and years. That's what we're talking about here. That's why I'm like, there's no fucking way he kept on going and going and going and going and going. There's no fucking way. So, anyways, that's enough about that. I've ranted enough again about. Part of me wishes I could disprove them. I'm serious. A part of me wishes I could disprove them. I'm not fucking joking. I still want to disprove Jesus. Because if I can, I don't have to be here. God knows that. If I can disprove him, I don't have to be here. It's true. But I haven't disproved him. You know what I'm saying? It's the one thing I've never disproved is Jesus. It's the one thing. I'm serious. I can disprove everything else, but I haven't disproved him. So, I can disprove anything this world dishes out, but not Jesus. Because, like, I'm breathing right now when I shouldn't be. That's how I know there's a Jesus, literally, because I'm breathing right now when I shouldn't be. That's key. I shouldn't be breathing right now, but I am. I'm talking right now when I shouldn't be. That's key as well. That's how I know there's a Jesus, because right in front of my goddamn face, you know, shouldn't be breathing, shouldn't be talking, nothing. That's how I know there's a Jesus. It's like that kind of evidence in my fucking face. Talking to me in a camera. That kind of evidence, you know, constantly. So it's like, don't believe in God? Look in the mirror. You shouldn't be alive. Basically, you know. Don't believe in Jesus? Look in the mirror. You shouldn't be alive. So like shit. It's true. But anyways, enough about that. With all that said, I'm like, I still doubt that, you know, that God will walk with me this whole way. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's that dedicated to me. No. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. You know, even I'm not that dedicated to me. You know? So I'm like, there's no way that God's dedication is still going to keep going. There's no way. You know, eventually, things are going to give, and God will take me out eventually. That's what I say to myself. Eventually, he will. I'll piss him off enough. I'll complain enough. I'll bitch enough. I'll do the wrong things in life. You know, I'll do something to piss him off enough that he'll take me out, but he never has. Never has. Never has. Because if he does, it'll just be like, thanks, I appreciated that. You know? Thanks for taking me out. Quick death. He knows that. It's like, bing, bang, boom. But anyways, he knows staying alive and living is way harder than dying. Way harder for me. Way harder. So that's what makes every day monumental. Every day is monumental. That I keep living every day is monumental. In my opinion, it's huge. Because he knows how hard it is for me to do that. Instead of just doing the easy, quick death, instead of doing that, actually keep going and living. He knows how hard that is for me. So, anyways, that's enough about that. Abysmal talk again. But yeah, I basically just wanted God to acknowledge me so I could just die after that. Okay, you finally acknowledged me. Thank you. Now can I just die? You know, finally acknowledge me. You know, because I didn't feel acknowledged as a kid by God. I didn't. That's why I lived the way I lived for so long. I didn't feel like God even acknowledged me. But like I said, he was watching me when I didn't know it. He was watching me when I didn't even know it. For most of my life, he was watching me. When I thought he just didn't acknowledge me, he was watching me the whole time. That's what is crazy about all this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he acknowledged me, but he knew about me the whole time. Didn't, you know, if he acknowledged me, these things wouldn't have happened. But he was watching despite all that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. So all these things happened, but he was still watching. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. All these things happened to me. He was watching the whole time. And that kind of pisses me off in itself. And he knows that. I'm like, you were watching the whole damn time. You didn't do a damn thing. Literally. I'm like, that pissed me off. He knows that pisses me off. Imagine that. All this shit happens to you in your life. Nonstop. Basically. God was watching the whole time. Imagine figuring that out later. When you're pretty much an atheist on death's doorstep. You know, God was watching the whole damn time. You know, there was a God the whole damn time. You know. Anyways, I've ranted enough, but he must still see value in keeping me alive no matter what the hell I say. No matter what the hell I think, he still sees value in keeping me alive. Like I said, I'm like, I don't fucking know why I don't even know why you're keeping me alive. So, anyways, enough about that. But yeah, I think I've said enough for this video.